Dr. Gallup had a great line where he said, if democracy is about the will of the people, somebody should go find out what that will is. He wanted to know what the great American dream was. The great American dream used to be to have peace. We don't care much about peace anymore. It used to be about having a family. The value of a family has been greatly discounted. To have independence, to pray to the God that you want to. Those all won. But the great American dream now is to have a good job. That's a huge sociological shift. Self-respect lies within a job. It's about this basic: you are what your job is. There's 7 billion people, 5 billion adults, and of the 5 billion adults, 3 billion of them said, I wish I had a good job. A good job is 30 plus hours a week with a paycheck, with an organization with 2 or more people, and consistent work. 3 billion earthlings want that. Here's the problem. We counted it. There's only 1.2 billion good jobs. Here's the worst condition. I don't have a job, but I'm okay. I'm unemployed, but I have hope to get a job. So I just got training on how to fix a car or something, and I'm almost fine, even though I'm unemployed. But if I'm unemployed and have no hope to get a job, now I'm not fine. But if you wanted to fix anywhere, what's the worst place? Sudan or somewhere like that. What you'd do is you'd get job energy to start going up. And by the way, you don't have to fix this overnight. If you have unemployment of, let's say, really high with youth, 50%, you don't have to turn it to 5% in a year. All you got to do is start going up. And you know why? You should know this as being the world's leading living authority on hope. Hope lies within the momentum, not the location of the statistic. You see what I mean? What you'd rather be is you'd rather be in a bad country with it going up because you'll have hope. So see, here in the United States, we've really been doing well, but we're going the wrong way, so then we lose hope. And a leader's job to fix all of this, first of all, is to create hope.
What he's saying and why it fits so well with Operation Hope is that it is the hope for a job in one's lifetime. Now, I have to say this before I forget it, and that is that one of the reasons we got the Olympics in Atlanta is I came here and talked to Tom Bradley. And Tom Bradley said, look, the city council voted against it, and I was glad. I said, what, they didn't want it? He said, yeah, because I figured the only way to run the Olympics profitably was to run it as a business. So I took on the chairmanship, and I did not take any pay so that I could make sure that it was run right. We generated 185,000 jobs, many of which stayed on, because we didn't tear anything down. We turned the Olympic Village over to Georgia Tech, Georgia State, and Morehouse. So that in creating 185,000 jobs, we really transformed neighborhood after neighborhood. In Atlanta, we had to do it so that minority and female contractors got a share of it. So we did it fairly. And so 41% of all of that $2.5 billion went to black people and women. If you grow jobs for everybody, then you have worked a miracle. And the problem we have in Atlanta now is we can't stop it. We were less than 2 million people before the Olympics. Come the Olympics, we got to 4 million. Now we're almost 6 million. We have the same level of unemployment. But people are coming there because Atlanta signifies jobs.
I get asked to speak to entrepreneurs, and my heart goes out to them because I've had too many friends that want to be on, and they should not be doing it. They weren't built for it. Only 3 out of 1,000 are really built for it. I tell them, here's the test. When you start to do your business or whatever you're doing and you have some failure, tell me how it feels. The only right answer is that it increases their determination.
There's such a thing as sweat equity. If you really love it and want to do it, you'll do it for nothing. and you'll do it for nothing, and you get some partners to do it for nothing with you. My son refused to go to college and pleaded with me because he said they were not teaching him what he needed to know. And he said, I need to know how money works, and I need to know how to make money. And he said, I look at my teachers coming in these beat up cars and these raggedy shoes, and then they want to tell me what I can't do. And he said, they spend all the time telling me why I can't do this. And he said, I can't let you waste your money on people trying to discourage me. And I hope I can go on my own with your blessing. I said, well, I'll even give you the tuition. He said, no, I don't want anything but your blessing. And I think he's now on his maybe 5th business.
He's doing $10 million a year.
So, and he's never asked me for a penny.
Let me ask you, let me make 2 outliers. I'm gonna try to instigate a little bit. I wanna make sure that we're clearly stating that we're not downplaying education.
No.
We're not saying it's a bad thing. We're encouraging education. What they're talking about here is not focusing on finding your weakness, but finding your strengths. And what we're saying is to tweak education in a way that inspires teachers, educators, institutions to focus on a kid's strengths and to amplify those things. And if that happened, probably Steve Jobs wouldn't have dropped out of high school. All the rest of them would have, because they would have found something of interest for them in school.
But kids coming out of high school, out of college, have to be in a high-spirited, free enterprise. I really agree with you, Andy, about that. If you said, where does freedom lie in America? See, freedom used to be pray to your own God, have peace and all that. Now freedom lies in being able to build whatever you want. And we got to make sure that we have those conditions right. The will of the people, the will of those 50 million, the timing's perfect, because what they want is the same thing that saves the country.